Hey everybody, it's Austin Ward for Lettermen Row, back with another BuckIQ. We've got Jake Stoneburner finally back in the building with us. Stoney, what's been up, man? It's been a while since we've seen you.
Working, slinging financial advice left and right.
Where at? What, you gonna hook somebody up in here with this or what?
Trying to. Working with my father, doing a little financial planning. Just been doing that since I retired, so it's been and this.
All right, well,
been a little bit of both.
Well, we'll get you back in the game. You know that we're talking about tight ends with former Ohio State NFL tight end, and we've had this conversation 100 times just since Lettermen Row launched.
Yep.
You've had it since the start of your career. Is this the year? I mean, Luke Farrell, I think at the end of the year, he's really started building some momentum. I think people are kind of sleeping on him a little bit heading into spring ball. There's a lot of talk about Ruckert, Rashad Berry. We know what he can do athletically, but Luke Farrell heading into this year, there might be some big things coming for him.
Yeah, confidence can go a long way. And him towards the end of the year started, maybe he's had the confidence, they just were giving him the ball and getting catches that can build your confidence for going into that next year. And I think he ended on a very positive note. Obviously with the new quarterback, that's a big variable out there, especially with a guy who can run. Sometimes the tight ends aren't their favorite targets. Sometimes they can be. You kind of got to build that, that coordination, correlation, or whatever you want to call it, with them in the spring ball. It's tough to say with the year. They got a great cast out there, but with the new quarterback, are we ever going to be a focal point? I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's just March, and we're not trying to nail down final predictions, but I don't know. You'd like to see 2, 3, 4 catches. I know as a tight end, you'd probably like to see more than that, but they finally started, at least at the end of last year, and we're going to break that down during BuckIQ here, like Farrell was starting to give them that, where you see him a couple times per game, and they're not going to be 10 catches a game guys. They're just
no, but you don't need them to be. That's why you have these. Last year you had 3 incredible receivers on the outside. It's hard to spread the wealth that way. But with the way the offense is going this year, you could be a quarterback's best friend, especially to a quarterback who hasn't played a lot. And Luke showing out there with great hands, being able to run routes, get open, that can go a long way for a new quarterback. And obviously that's something you're going to develop over time. But being able to show that you can do that will go a long way for Justin as far as a quarterback.
Yeah, that momentum's starting to build there for Luke Farrell. So we got Stoney in the building. We're going to break it down right now, so let's roll the tape. All right, Stoney, as you said right off the top, some of these are not going to be the most sexiest plays for a tight end, but a lot of times they're important to keep the chains moving or at least stay ahead of the chains. This is an example right off the bat there in a game where there were a lot more points, but sometimes you string together drives like this.
Yeah, I mean, 1st and 10, you get 5, 6 yards. That's a win all day long. People think you got to run the ball on 1st down and get a couple yards or a deep pass. This is the same thing as a run, is what they're trying to accomplish. They're not trying to get a touchdown here. They just want to get a good start on the 1st down and catch the ball in traffic. That's what it takes as a tight end right there.
Yeah, as we let these go, we talked about some of that momentum there for Luke Farrell. There were 6 catches in those last 2 games of the regular season, and a lot of points were scored in those games. I'm not saying that there's a direct correlation, but certainly it helps, right?
It does. It just gives the quarterback more options, honestly. I mean, you can see, like, these first 2 clips, Dwayne didn't have any hesitation. He knew his target, had all the confidence, slinged it right out to him. That's when you got the quarterback at least trusts you and look, easy 1st down. It's not the sexiest of play, it's a flat route, but catching it and being strong, getting upfield 5, 6 yards, that's a win any day.
I think we'll see this as we go along here, that Luke Farrell started trying to make some things afterwards. He's maybe more athletic than you would think right off the bat. He's willing to fight after the catch, and that's an example right there of a move, and he always seems to get his shoulder pads at least north-south.
Yeah, he's a big dude, big guy, and being able to do that at that size just adds a dimension to the defense and just an extra guy they got to take a note of. Especially if you start making guys miss, then it's a real problem. Now, I don't know if Luke's always going to be doing that, but he shows some ability, which is better than just running into people.
That's not one of the main parts of the job description.
No, definitely not.
When you watch him here, and obviously we're cherry-picking some clips and plays where he has an impact against Maryland and Michigan, but when you watched him throughout the year, what parts of Luke Farrell's game, where can he still take another step forward?
Well, to me, you would have asked me when I was his age, playing with him, I didn't care about blocking. I want to catch the ball and score. But now that I've played a little bit and realized how important that is, I see where he's very good at, and that's being able to block. So obviously where he can improve at is the route game and just being, and I can't say he doesn't run bad routes because half the time you can't see them, but just being more of a threat, maybe down the middle, but that also goes with play calling. That could also just go with more experience as far as the offense keeps on evolving and you don't have as much experience on the outside. You might rely on the inside a little bit more. when his number was called, he made the plays, and that's all you can ask for. Whether you got more catches or not, first, and that's a big play right there.
Right.
I know it doesn't look great on the stat book, but 3rd and 1, you got to get the first down, and he was hit 2 yards, if not a yard, before the first down, and ended up getting one. That fires a coach up right there.
And it might be another example too. You're talking about 3rd and 1 in the rivalry game, tight score at this point. It used to be run, smash JT up in there, run the quarterback. This is an example of we got a lot of confidence. And I mean, this tells you there's confidence in Luke Farrell.
Yeah, you're not calling that in this game if you don't think he can make that play. I probably would assume they thought he'd be maybe a little bit more open. Great play by Michigan's defense, but that's what you get for a 260-pound tight end with a DB trying to tackle him. That's why they're important out there.
It's going to be interesting to see this because these are the kind of routes that Ryan Day seems to be wanting to bring more of, and that's another example of him not only running it, getting open, but finishing when you've got a chance to get a little open yardage in front of you.
With the new quarterback, his legs, you're going to see this a lot just because of that option, being able to pull and then all of a sudden have him in the flats. You could get a lot of looks this way. So
I know Jake Stoneburner will be pulling for a lot of those looks to come to the tight ends. Won't just be Luke Farrell, Rashad Berry, Jeremy Ruckert, some others getting involved for Ohio State. It's going to be another evolution in the offense, and I know that there will be some advocates here at Lettermen Row for the tight end to be involved.
That is true. Always an advocate.
Well, we got a lot to go here at spring ball for Ohio State. He's Jake Stoneburner. It's great to have him back in here talking tight ends, talking Luke Farrell here on BuckIQ. So for Jake, I'm Austin Ward. We'll see you next time.